Hey, welcome to Pittsburgh Sports 365. I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I still want to take a nap. All that turkey made me fatty. I love it. Yeah. I don't know what the hell that was. But anyway, welcome back. Thank you for joining us again here. The beautiful thing about having recharging podcast equipment is I can move wherever I want. Yes, I'm not in my office because it's like 2 degrees Fahrenheit in there. Freeze to death. My toes hurt. We're gonna move soon, so we got a lot of stuff packed up in here, and it's laying in front of the heater vent, which is terrible because I packed it right around. Oh, I don't know. It was still warm outside. I wasn't thinking about the heater vent, which is stupid. But we will be moving soon. It's not a big deal. Everything's lining up perfectly. I want to welcome everybody back. Ask you to please, if you get a second, to like and subscribe to the channel. If you're watching us from the Pittsburgh Sports 365 group on Facebook, hop over to YouTube, interact with our content, our channel. A lot of our watchers are not subscribed. We're starting to get improved. Forget how I look. I was out doing a little bit of work today. Just jumped on here when I got home. Yeah, I always wear my Steelers hat no matter where I'm at. Had to go do a job for someone. All right, we're gonna start this one off with the whippeal. I don't know what they call it now. When I played for McKee Sport, we called it quad A, triple A, double A, and single A. But they seem to have 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A now. I didn't want to. Same damn thing. But anyway, your championship winners this weekend for the WPIAL Pennsylvania High School Football Playoffs. Fort Cherry over Southside, 42-28. Beaver Falls over Steel Valley, 14-12. That was a close one. Bell Vernon over Avonworth, 26-0. Avonworth was on Twitter all season long talking about how they couldn't wait to play Bell Vernon. I bet you they don't say that again. The Leopards done put paw prints all up the backside of their rear end. And then, of course, in the Quad A, Aliquippa beat my McKee Sport Tigers 35-21. Great game, guys. So Southside, Steel Valley, Avonworth, and McKee Sport, you got some things to work on and come back stronger next year. Give it a try. You did good. Just getting to the championship round in Pennsylvania is crazy. There's so many teams, so many good players, so many good coaches. Normally, you got to wait for a starting quarterback to graduate or a lockdown defender to graduate and go on to college. Brandon Short was leaving McKee Sport when I lived down there. He went to Penn State and then got drafted into the NFL. Retired early with his health and his money. Smart man. So the Pens play the Maple Leafs tonight. The Penguins are 9-10. The Maple Leafs are 10-5-3. Last night, the Pens blew a 2-point lead versus Buffalo. Like I've been saying since day one, they need a goalie. They need someone they can keep, lean on. I mean, I'm sure there was other factors in play, but there was no excuse for giving up a two-point lead. I mean, at one point, I was looking, and it was like the Penguins were the only one doing anything, and then when the game was over, it's like, oh, wait, what happened? Per game, the Maple Leafs give up about 3.28 to 3.3 goals per game average. The Penguins give up a 2.42, which is close, but it's not. It's actually one goal. Hopefully the Penguins can bounce back because they had that win streak. They went out to California and they won all them games. And then they've been sliding. I don't like it. On to the Steelers. Eddie Faulkner and Sullivan. Sullivan has a lot of experience in the NFL. He coached Eli Manning, like I said. He was Eli Manning's quarterback's coach, and I think he was his coordinator too. 2011, Eli threw for about 5,000 yards. That's the best season he ever had. Sullivan was calling his plays. That gives me hope. And then some things that I had read and heard online. Eddie Faulkner said that there were some things that weren't being. It's basically they're going to tighten everything up, in my mind, and get the play action in. I said that before. If you want to have a successful offense where you're not predictable and you can catch someone off guard, even now and again, you run the ball. You got a running back that can run the ball. He runs the ball. We got Jaylen Warren. We got Najee. He's not the worst. They can rip off runs when they need to. Another thing I noticed, a couple times on pass plays, Kenny would snap the ball, and Najee, instead of being turned around looking for the receiver, is trying to help Dan Moore block a defensive back. I'm sorry, but if there's an offensive lineman on a defensive back and he needs help, he shouldn't be playing the tackle or the guard position. I mean, a linebacker or a defensive lineman like Myles Garrett, I can understand him needed help. But Najee was jumping in and helping him block defensive backs. That should never be the case. As far as that goes, like I said, they need to get some play action in there. They need to open up the playbook. They're not going to throw the playbook. I was to say it's like basically they're not going to come in and throw the whole playbook out. It's not going to work that way. You can't do that. That would really make a catastrophe. What they're going to do is they're going to take that same playbook. And yes, Matt Canada called 6 screens, 5 or 6. He called 6. One of them didn't work. It got called back on that delay of game mumbo jumbo caca. But he called 6 screens in that game. Why? At worst, once a quarter. I mean, why though? It didn't work 4 times. Why the hell would you call it another 2? But my opinion is, and it's just my opinion, we've seen flashes of hope from Kenny Pickett. I'm not saying he's an all-star. I'm saying he was developing in year 1. He was going through his progressions. He was making his reads down the field. He was like looking over the defense and this and that. And now it seems like that game, he snapped the ball and immediately turned to Jalen Warren. Like he didn't go through his progression. Deontay Johnson was wide open on that. What was that? A dig or a corner route on the left side. When if he could have just got that ball off, there was no one near 18. And I hate to say this, there was plenty of times in that game where Canada did draw up a touchdown play, and Kenny just didn't see it. There was a few times where the one time he got sacked, and the other time he threw it to Jalen Warren short, there was receivers open deep. I don't know. I look for them to get a little bit more into that. I don't know how they're going to get him back to that, but he was making wonderful reads at one time, which is a great thing. I have no idea how they're going to do that. You know, me, I'm from Pittsburgh. I want Kenny to succeed because he went to school Pitt. But most of all, I want the Steelers to succeed as a team. So I look for them to give him this year. And then next year, whoever gets installed as coordinator. Now, if these guys do good, I could see Eddie Faulkner or Mike Sullivan keeping that position because of how the Steelers like to promote from within, which is great if it works. But I look for them to give Kenny this year and one season next year. Well, at least the start of the season with the new OC and give him a chance to develop. They're not just going to give up on their first round quarterback. That ain't going to happen. That ain't how the Steelers do things. Like, they gave Devin Bush how long to develop? He just didn't pan out. There's plenty of first-round talents. They even gave Artie Burns his full contract to try to pan out. Didn't work. Did they give him his first contract? I think they did. But anyway, they don't, especially a quarterback. What are they going to do? Put Mason Rudolph in there? Yeah, that worked so well with Duck Hodges. And everybody's saying, put Mason Rudolph in there. Put Mason Rudolph in there. Why? We have mediocre gameplay right now. And I live right up here by Menor, Ohio, so don't even say Mr. Trubisky. He might not throw a pick 6, but he's a bum. His family's nice. I met him. But it's just, he just ain't it. That the Chicago Bears team took him to the playoffs and he choked. I mean, I wouldn't want him in there as a playoff quarterback. They're hopefully we don't have to go through all this crap again with like all them years between Bradshaw and Ben because that's right when my Steelers fan situation took off. Like right around when Bradshaw was retiring and all the way up. Neil O'Donnell throwing picks. Oh, Neil O'Donnell, when he threw that ball at Cowboy, I swear he was paid. I don't care what anybody says. There was no Steeler there. He's known to gamble, I'm sure. Anyway, I really do appreciate everybody joining us, and I really hope everybody had a happy holiday. We stayed busy for the holidays. There was no real big dinner here. The wife, she's in the medical field, so she worked. I helped a couple people out with a few things they needed done, and I did some things around the house that needed to be done. You know, honey-do list, moving around along with all the other work that I had to do. And hopefully everybody got a little rest this week. Hopefully you had a long weekend, which I think everybody did, except for small business owners. I know that's impossible. But that's neither here nor there. Christmas is coming up. We're getting into the meat and potatoes of the football season here. The Penguins need to get it together in the Metropolitan Division. They sure do. And now that football season's over and the college is winding down, here soon you'll have them Saturday NFL games is what I wanted to say. They mainly, I think they had that rule. It's like a national telecast sports broadcasting law where, pardon me, where they didn't want the NFL playing from a certain time on Friday until Sunday, because they wanted to protect college football and high school football. I do believe that's why that law was passed. But see, Amazon Prime, they did that. That's why their game was so late in the day, because I think that national football or National Sports Broadcasting Act it kicks in at like 6 p.m. on Friday. So I think that was their loophole. That's why they had that Black Friday game and got away with it. Good news, 2027, the University of Pittsburgh will be playing Wisconsin and Ireland. That's historical. NFL is expected to do that, yeah. But college teams, that's neat. I like it. By then, the whole roster will be different. The weather's cold outside where I'm at, up in the Northeast, not too far outside of Pittsburgh. We're gearing up for Christmas here. I hope everybody's ready for the holidays. If you guys could click that like button down below, that'd be great. Hop on over, like I said before. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you leave a comment where you hail from. I'm watching Sports Center in the back, not Sports Center, but the NFL Network in the background. Flipping through college games. No broadcasting, please. No, I have to flip it. Thank you again. I want to thank all my moderators, my administrators, and the members of the Pittsburgh Sports 365 group on Facebook. I'm glad to have you around. You guys are a very big part of why our group is so successful. Seems like on game day we get a lot of requests. Steve brought that up to my attention. Thank you, Steve Simmer. I appreciate it. Send a shout out to all the boys and girls that played high school sports, high school football especially. It was one heck of a season. That Pitt volleyball just won a championship. The ladies volleyball, that's good. The basketball team seems serious. I don't know. I like to see all college and high school teams succeed because they're at that level where 90% of them are in it for their heart. You know, that's because that's what they want to do. They have a passion for it. I know when I was a young boy and I played Pee-wee and JV and varsity, I didn't get nothing out of it but having a blast. was nice being underneath them Friday night lights. There's nothing like it. And the Bell Vernon, I think Bell Vernon and McKeesport, Avonworth, and Aliquippa, they played at Acrisure Stadium. Well, when I graduated in the 90s, we played our Quad A championship game at Three River Stadium. And I remember being a young boy. There's a difference between, because our stadium in McKeesport was between a middle school and a high school. And it was basically a big grass field with 2 sets of bleachers and a fence going around. So, I mean, it was a stadium, but it wasn't. And then you go from that, and you go down, back then it was Three River Stadium, and you're on this massive field, like regulation NFL size field, which the field is pretty much the same as far as dimensions, where they paint it that way. But it's different. You got the lights of the stadium. I know we played our game at night. The lights of the stadium were on. And I don't know how many people were there, but back then everybody used to go. Because a lot of smaller schools that didn't qualify for the playoff game, they would actually like pile up in the vans and each other's cars, the ones that were old enough to drive, and they would go down there because they let the school kids in. If you went to a school, if you were an active high school student, they'd let you in. So there was tons of people. We went 14-0 and won the state championship. That was great. By the way, I think isn't it Aliquippa and McKeesport both now have over 700 wins in school program in their football program history? Lord have mercy. It's a lot. I'm an old man. I miss those days, but if I tried to even play against kids nowadays, it would hurt me. I want to wish everybody a happy week coming up. Hope everybody finishes out their weekend with a bang. Ready for them Steelers. The Pens play the Maple Leafs tonight. We need them to win. We need the goalie, the netminder, to hold that down. I hope everybody's ready for Christmas, Cyber Monday. And we hope to see you again really, 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 really soon. You take care of yourself. Remember, like and subscribe and comment. Make sure you have a great day. And that's all, my friend.